Hey y'all, happy Monday or whichever day of the week this is. This is the new book releases video for the week of April 17th. It says maybe a little bit smaller, but I did try to hit on all the different genres, at least most of the different genres. Yeah, I definitely can't say all of them, but like most of the genres. So hopefully you enjoy it and find something new. I think he's finally calmed down. The squirrel, the cat, whatever is gone. Okay, let's start before he comes back. Fiction, Sisters of the Lost Nation by Nick Medina. It says, Anna Horn is always looking over her shoulder. For the bullies who torment her, for the entitled visitors at the reservation's casino, and for the nameless disembodied entity that stalks her every step. An ancient tribal myth come to life, one that's intent on devouring her whole. With strange and sinister happenings occurring around the casino, Anna starts to suspect that not all horrors on the reservation are old. As girls begin to go missing and the tribe scrambles to find answers, Anna struggles with her place on the res, desperately searching for the key she's sure lies in the legends of her tribe's past. When Anna's own little sister also disappears, she'll do anything to bring Grace home. But the demons plaguing the reservation, both ancient and new, are strong, and sometimes it's like the stories that never get told that are the most important. Part gripping thriller, part mythical horror, this is an incisive, timely novel of life as an outcast, the cost of forgetting tradition, and the courage it takes to become who you were always meant to be. Next, let's talk about the thriller, which is Simply Lies by David Baldacci. Maybe. I thought he had another one earlier this year, so this one is interesting. I don't know. No, that was somebody else. Some authors are like putting out several a year, and they talk about Sanderson, but some authors are doing it too, so. Mickey Gibson, single mother and former detective, leads a hectic life similar to that of many moms, juggling the demands of her two small children with the tasks of her job working remotely for Pro-Eye, a global investigation company that hunts down wealthy tax and credit cheats. When Mickey gets a call from a colleague named Arlene Robinson, she thinks nothing of Arlene's unusual request for her to go inventory the vacant home of an arms dealer who cheated Pro-Eye's clients and fled. That is, until she arrives at the mansion to discover a dead body in a secret room, and that nothing is as it seems. Not only does the arms dealer not exist, but the murder victim turns out to be Harry Langhorne, a man with mob ties who used to be in witness protection. What's more, no one named Arlene Robinson works at Pro-Eye. In the blink of an eye, Gibson has become a prime suspect in a murder investigation, and now her job is also on the line until she proves that she was set up. Oh, no, Kitty. Until she proves she was set up. Before long, Gibson is locked in a battle of wits with a brilliant woman who, with no name, a hidden past, and unknown motives, whose endgame is as mysterious as it is deadly. Someone decided to jump on something she shouldn't. Yeah. Okay, so let me scroll up because we will jump. That's thriller, and this next one is romantic suspense. And this is Shadow of Death by Heather Graham. You can cut off the head of the snake, but another will emerge. When two hikers go missing within a series of daunting caves outside of Denver, Colorado, FDLE Special Agent Amy Larson and her partner, FBI Special Agent Hunter Forrest, have a good reason to suspect foul play. The pair of hikers are only the latest to vanish after a rash of disappearances that left local law enforcement stumped. But in searching the dank caverns near the Arkansas River, the agents aren't prepared for the horror they uncover. A muddy pit littered with corpses, covered in bite marks made by human teeth. Ew! When a tiny toy horse is found on the scene, Amy and Hunter recognize the calling card. They'll have to move quickly before the already sizable body count grows. Their investigation soon draws them down the rabbit hole of a dangerous cult with a sinister mandate, one that involves human sacrifices. Anything to further their twisted cause, but when more people go missing, it becomes clear that the cult's reach extends beyond the state lines, leading Amy and Hunter deep into the Florida Everglades to set a perilous trap, one that stands to risk everything they hold dear, including their lives. What is the FDLE, though? I'm also not sure why it's a romantic suspense. That's just what its only classification tag was, but I think it was under regular fiction. And now to fantasy. First up, we have The Bone Shard War, which is the third book in the Drowning Empire series. I don't know how many fingers I was holding up. by Andrea Stewart. The first one was The Bone Shard Daughter. And this one, the magic, why everything is called Bone Shard in the titles is because that's what they call the magic, Bone Shard magic. Where it's only the royal family though who can control this, I believe. And in the first book, her father, the emperor, has been ruling for decades, and everybody in there has to donate a piece of their bone to the emperor, and he inscribes it and makes little constructs out of people's bones, and they keep the peace and the law and order. But he is kind of not exactly disinheriting, but like saying his daughter, isn't cut out to rule, and she's bound and determined to prove him wrong. But in the first one, I also believe there is a memory issue happening. This is the first one, right? Yeah. But the way I've heard people talk about it is there's some sort of memory issue where she can't remember that she has access to the magic or something like that. I still haven't read this one. I need to read this one. I don't know. But she's trying to prove her father wrong, prove that she can handle the Bone Shard magic, and, prove that this empire should be hers, that she is the rightful next ruler of it. It does say, yet power comes at great cost, and when the revolution reaches the gates of the palace, Lynn must decide how far she is willing to go to claim her birthright and save her people. So obviously their country is also in the midst of a revolution. Or is that the description for book 3? I'm really sure that I've got the description for book 1, but next up is going to be Damsel by Evelyn Skye. This one I kind of thought was a YA or maybe a new adult, but it is just under regular fantasy. It's not listed under the YA tab section. Our protagonist is just in that age range though, that I had thought that this is what that was. Now thinking that it's supposed to be an adult fiction, I want to take a star. In this one though, we are following our main character Elodie, as she is kind of had to accept this arranged marriage. She has communicated with the prince though, so that's why I say she has accepted it, but it was done by her father first. She is from a very drought-stricken, keep messing that word up, land. And so she accepts this proposal from a very prosperous kingdom that will be able to send her people food and money, though they don't need money as much, they just need food a lot. But so she has accepted this proposal and is going there with her family to marry the prince. And she meets him and she finds out things, and like their kingdom is beautiful and gorgeous and so prosperous, and everybody seems happy. And she's, supposed to be this very bright character, but yet she does not pick out the red flags until too late. And then even then, this is a multi-point of view book though. You don't just see through Elodie, you also see through her stepmother, through her little sister, through flashbacks to the past, lots of stuff. It is a very interesting tale though. It is not one where she is saved by her prince. It is one where she has to save herself. It was an interesting book. I like the concept of it. It was just, there was some problems with it. I did not read the description there because I feel the description gives too much away. I talked about that in my review. I think it shouldn't have. The cover too, but like reading it, after reading the description, I kept waiting for this thing to happen. And it was not enjoyable that I kept waiting for that. So yeah, but this is out now. The movie will be out in October. The last fantasy is called The Warden by Daniel M. Ford. And this one says it's like for fans who've always wanted their Twin Peaks to have some wizards. Okay. There was a plan. She had the money, the connections, even the brains. It was simple. Become one of the only female necromancers, earn as many degrees as possible, get a post in one of the grand cities, and prove she's capable of greatness. The funny thing about plans is that they seldom go under your control. Now, Elias de Delenti, a daughter of a noble house and recent graduate of the esteemed Magister's Lyceum, finds herself in the far-removed village of Lone Pine, mending fences, matching wits with goats, and serving people who want nothing to do with her. But not all is well in Lone Pine, and as the villagers Elise is reluctantly getting to know start to behave strangely, Elise begins to suspect that there is a far greater need for a warden of her talents than she previously thought. Old magics are restless, and an insignificant village on the farthest border of the kingdom might hold secrets far beyond what anyone expected. Elise might be the only person standing between one of the greatest evils ever known and the rest of the world. So, and the cover shows like a lot of darkness, like a shadow monster. And this next one I found more so because I clicked on the wrong thing when I was trying to click on science fiction and fantasy. But it just sounds awesome nonetheless. So this is a science book, particularly like space. It's Under Alien Skies, A Sightseer's Guide to the Universe by Philip Plait, PhD. It's a rip-roaring tour of the cosmos with the bad astronomer, bringing you up close and personal with the universe like never before. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to travel the universe? How would Saturn's rings look from the spaceship sailing just above them? If you were falling into a black hole, what's the last thing you'd see before getting spaghettified? While traveling in person to most of these amazing worlds may not be possible yet, the would-be space traveler need not despair. You can still take the scenic route through the galaxy with renowned astronomer and science communicator Philip Plait. On this lively, immersive adventure through the cosmos, Plait draws ingeniously on both the latest scientific research and his prodigious imagination to transport you to the 10 of the most spectacular sights outer space has to offer. In vivid, inventive scenes informed by rigorous science injected with a dose of Plait's soundtrack humor, Under Alien Skies places you on the surface of alien worlds from our own familiar moon to the far reaches of our solar system and beyond. Try launching yourself onto a 200-meter asteroid or stargazing from the rim of an ancient volcano on a planet where, from the place you stand, it is eternally late afternoon. Experience the sudden onset of lunar nightfall, the disorientation of walking, or rather shuffling, when you weigh almost nothing, the irritation of jagged regolith dust. Glimpse the frigid mountains and plains of Pluto and the cake-like exterior of a comet called 67P. On a planet trillions of miles from Earth, glance down to see the strange, beautiful shadows cast by 100,000 stars. For the aspiring extraterrestrial citizen, casual space tourist, or curious armchair traveler, Plait is an illuminating, always entertaining guide to the most otherworldly views in our universe. So that one, I'm really glad that I clicked on the wrong thing and was able to see that one because it does sound so cool. And of all of them this week, I think that one is the one that I want to go actually find and pick up, personally. Will I anytime soon? I don't know. I could hope the library would get it, but probably not. Probably not. Oh well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for this week's list of new releases. We do have several exciting ones coming out next week. Yep, end of the month, looking strong. And so many for May. So I hope that you will check out some of my other videos, like the anticipated releases, or even the vlog, and subscribe if you're liking my content so that you can come back for all these new releases. Hope you're finding something awesome to read today, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!